talk about speedrunning. Off the front, I think it's important to talk about the fact that I'm not a speedrunner. I'm not really part of the speedrunning community. So this is my opinion coming from the position of a dev. I think it's important to differentiate between speedrunning as a goal and something that I'll call accidental speedrunning. So if I'm trying to speedrun a game, I'm trying to get through the game as quickly as possible or reach 100% completion as quickly as possible. The goal here is for me to consume the content as fast as possible because the reward that I am getting in this case is the achievement of being fast or the fastest. I'm willing to exploit things and take advantages of bugs and different aspects of the game that are atypical in order to streamline my experience as much as possible. I'm not worried about the integrity of the game in the act of speedrunning. On the other hand, accidental speedrunning is when I am damaging the game experience in ways that I may not be intending to, just because the game is either pushing me towards these sorts of things or at least is not resisting me adequately. So for me, one of the big things where I accidentally did a speed run was the first Shenmue. For those of you who haven't played it, I guess spoilers. One of the core narrative through lines for Shenmue is that you're trying to solve the murder of your father. To me, that felt very urgent. So I was pushing myself through the critical path as quickly as I could because I'm trying to solve the murder of my father. The game wants you to spend a lot more time in the environment, consuming the space, interacting with things, petting a cat, dramatically drinking a soda. But I finished it really quickly. I could tell that I had accidentally done a speedrun when I got to the end of the game. I finished the game and the in-game calendar said it was December 24th, so Christmas Eve. But the final cutscene, which is pre-rendered, has the cherry blossoms in full bloom. So the game wanted you to finish closer to that time period. I was finishing months earlier in-game time than the game was expecting. And it's not just narrative things that might cause you to accidentally speedrun a game. If there is a degenerative form of combat, like if you can elbow drop your way through every single combat, then you are accidentally speedrunning. If there's a path through the game that is way shorter than any other path, and it seems just as viable as all the others, then some players will take that and they're accidentally speedrunning. So you want to avoid accidental speedrunning for sure, because this is the case where the player is undermining the experience unintentionally because of signals or other things about the game that are allowing them to play the game in a non-normal way. But that's not really what we're talking about today. We're really talking about speedrunning as an intended thing. So in this case, what players are doing is they are looking for ways to get through the game quicker. They're looking for exploits in your combat. They're looking for the ability to clip through walls. They're looking for the fly exploits or clipping exploits. So how much should you as a dev care? My opinion is that you shouldn't really care that much at all. You want to test your game and plug the most egregious holes, the ones that will result in accidental breakages of your game. Make sure that people can't just walk through the walls. Some people will do that by accident and fall out of the world and everything will break. But if people are going out of their way to try to find exploits, I don't think it is really your responsibility to try to patch all of these holes. You can go further and actually be almost supportive of the speed running efforts. If you look at High on Life has a couple of things where it is detecting the fact that you're probably speed running, and your sarcastic, snarky gun is telling you, hey, you're speedrunning, that's cool. I don't know that that's very necessary either. The speedrunning community is relatively small. That being said, there potentially is an opportunity to be so big in the speedrunning community that it gives you additional marketing or additional reach. I don't think it's big, but it's something to think about at least. You do potentially want to have an understanding of and put limitations on something that I guess we'll call normal gameplay speedrunning. What I mean by that is if I'm just playing through the game in a relatively normal way, but I'm really good at combat and I'm really good at jumping puzzles, you want to understand how long the game is going to take for those people, because that's where you are running the risk of potentially being called too short. Because if I can sit down and play an RPG in a normal way and finish it in an hour or two, then you really are running the risk of a significant percentage of your audience finishing the game in a relatively short period of time. So typically, you want the speedrunners to be having to move into abnormal gameplay methodologies to get their times down. If you look at a game like Dragon Age Inquisition, the speedruns have gotten really, really short, but they've gotten there through non-standard methodologies, through exploiting bugs, through clipping through walls, through that sorts of things. You want to have a good understanding of how quickly a player can get through the game in a sort of normal way. If your open world RPG allows you to leave the starting area and immediately go and fight the end boss and potentially win and finish the entire game in 45 minutes, that's something to be a bit more concerned about. Because in that case, they're not exploiting bugs. They're not sort of digging into that toolbox of speedrunning techniques. They're just doing something that seems like a normal thing to do. Go try to fight the end boss and then succeeding. And so your game that is hundreds of hours long, turns out it can be finished in a very short period of time. You want to think about potentially putting some roadblocks in the way of that path, because in that case, that's something that non-speedrunners might potentially do and potentially undermine their experience. Again, moving back into that accidental speedrunning path. Or if not prevent, at least be cognizant of, and maybe this is a place where you introduce a weird ending where you go and you fight the boss and he doesn't even have his pants on yet, and the credits roll in the first 45 minutes, but it's not the best ending, and you show the player how much they've missed. Indeed, one of the ways to combat accidental speedrunning is to just show a percent completed to the player. So if they finish the game in a very short period of time, but their completion percentage is 20%, then they can feel the achievement of having finished the game really quickly, but still be aware that there was a lot of stuff that they didn't see. So you don't necessarily have to prevent it completely, but by knowing that these things exist, you can craft some sort of response that prevents the game as just being labeled as being tiny, when in fact it's actually really big. Now, this is a very single-player focused response from me. In the case of multiplayer games, speedrunning isn't really speedrunning so much as it's exploits and cheats. While in a single player game, I don't think you need to worry very much about the speedrunning community. I don't think they're a huge boon to you, but they're not hurting you either, so largely you can let them be and just be more focused on people accidentally short-circuiting their game experience. In the case of multiplayer games, especially competitive games, this matters a lot more because speedrunning techniques, exploits, turn into things that damage other players' experience, and that you should care about a lot more. I don't have a problem with speedrunners. I don't think they damage the game. I think that they also are not something that we as devs need to worry about very much, but they do provide a window into something that we probably should worry about a little bit, which is very quick standard paths and accidental speedrunning. A special thanks to my members. They provide the resources that this channel needs to keep running. If you're interested in becoming a member, there's a link to that down in the description. We have merch now. If you're interested in picking something up, there's a shelf below this video. That helps the channel out as well. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. That will tell YouTube that it's worth sharing with other people. What do you think? What do you think of this speedrunning community? Do you watch speedrunning videos? Are you a speedrunner? What are some of the tricks that you have learned over the years that get you through games faster? Do you think that they are damaging to the integrities of games? Do you wish this was not a thing that people did? Let me know these things down in the comments. I will see you again soon. Thank you.